I don't need to introduce this tank to anybody. Everybody watching today's video either has this vehicle in their garage or knows about it, the FE215B183. Simple explanation, 950 damage per shot, has high explosive with high pen, and does 1200 damage with the high explosive. Congrats! Now you've learned everything you need to about this vehicle, and it's why it's the most popular tank in the game. Every single month, this is the most played tank. It does not matter what changes Wargaming brings into the game. It does not matter 10 years from now. As long as the 183 stays the way it is, it will be the most played tank. You can drive an M6 Yo, deal 900 damage in 1.72 seconds with 10 degrees of gun depression, solid mobility, way more hit points, flexibility, and carry potential, and people will still choose the 183. You can give somebody a 405, which does 1640 damage in a matter of 5 seconds with shell reload boost. People will still choose the 183. It does not matter what you give the player base. If it doesn't deal 950 damage per shot, the 183 will be the most played tank in the game. And it's the only reason why. There's no other reason why this is the most played tank. It's not very accurate. Its camo isn't exceptionally good. Its armor is not good at all. All it has is that gun. But that gun is enough to entice a very large portion of the player base. What do I think about that? Well, honestly, I can't really say much negative about the tank. In the past, I used to say, oh, the 183 is a terrible tank because it has really bad camo values and the armor's awful. Oh, it's just a bad tank. You should never play it. But after the years of this game have progressed, I really can't... Okay, bruh. I didn't even know he could see me, but after years of this game have progressed, I really can't say the 183 is all that bad of a tank anymore. Because, watch this! There you go, 884 health off that E100. Just like that. What is he going to do to counter it? Nothing. He actually can't counter it. His game is already basically over. We're going to reload again. We got the enemy BZ-75. We also got the grill in the back. Let's see. The Yo is going to poke, and the BZ shoots him. Well, we're going to aim it on the BZ lower plate. Too bad. He angles his tank at the last second, which means we couldn't pen it. But doesn't really matter too much to me. We haven't really lost any health. We're chilling here. And by the way, this tank has pretty good damage per minute. It has 3,000 damage per minute to be actually real, which is more than enough for a lot of situations you will be in. So what are we going to do here? Well, we got the E5 now poking, and everybody shoots at him, so we're going to aim it on the BZ. There you go. 1,005 into his turret. Haha. Isn't that fair and balanced? See, that's why the 183 is kind of stupid. And there's not really much of a way to counter it either. I mean, this Houri, for example. This Houri has 2,000 health. And he's going to think that he can back up. Well, not really. Even with your reactive armor, I still take 1,200 off your vehicle. And now we back into cover. Bye! That's already 3,000 damage for my tank. It's just... it's a little ridiculous. That's really all there is to say. And the wildest part is that in just a few seconds, we will have another shell loaded. So this Houri is already probably panicking because he's gonna die! We get another 500 damage shot. This game perfectly sums up the FE215B183, and why I have serious problems with it existing in the way it currently does. And that's because it kind of is overpowered now. I remember making my latest tier list that I've done, I was very conflicted on where I wanted to rank this vehicle. Normally I put it in the trash category, and it's because of the fact that it used to be a trash tank. But Wargaming has done a couple changes to the vehicle that have allowed it to excel in terms of its capabilities. The first change is Refined Gun. Refined Gun got a big buff. And instead of being 10% better dispersion, it's now 15%, which means a vehicle like the 183, which is supposed to be super inaccurate, now is 0.346 dispersion. And next update, it's going to be 0.33 dispersion. Not only that, but Wargaming also buffed Enhanced Gun Lane Drive. Used to be 10% better aiming speed, now it's 15%. So the 183 actually has better dispersion than a 60 TP and better aiming time. Yeah, that's a little weird. And then there's the pen. Wargaming buffed calibrated shells. So now the 183 has 324 millimeters of AP pen, allowing it to cut through the majority of armor. Even before it used to, but now it's even more. Oh, and then we have Camo Net. See, Wargaming buffed Camo Net for tank destroyers. Now sitting still, Camo Net gives you a 50% camo value on this tank when it used to be a 40% camo value. 50% means now sitting behind bushes, you won't get spotted until you shoot. Those three changes alone have excelled the 183 into just a really good tank. Because before, you would get spotted through bushes. Your accuracy was bad and your aiming time was terrible. But now, none of those things really seem to be problems. And when More Gaming gave this vehicle changes to its graphics, it made the tank much troller to penetrate. The roof gets random bounces. I just don't think I can call this a bad tank anymore, because it just makes such a large impact in the gameplay that you have. I was platooning with Flossie the other day, and I would say 50% of the games we played, one of us got hit by a 183. He was driving a medium, I was driving a heavy, and it was just back and forth. One game I got full health ammo racked. I was in my WZ-113, got full health ammo racked by an unspotted 183 in a position I never would have predicted, and Flossie was on Mayan Ruins in his 30B, driving his vehicle hull down on the bridge, and, oh yeah, gets nuked by a 183 across the map in the back spawn. It's the fact that the vehicle hits shots it previously just wouldn't have. That's the part of the 183 that really is stupid. So, we'll see what we can do here. Got the E6, and the C6 might be a great example of the 183. So we have the side of his turret, and... Oh, there you go. Just overpoke it, just like that. There you go. Isn't that fair and balanced? You think he enjoyed that? I bet you he did. Now we do have the 114 SP2, and he bounced me, because this tank also has troll armor. Because why not, right? Of course it has troll armor. So, the E6 is not enjoying life, and we are going to make our way back up into the same position we were in before. And we'll see if we're able to get that shell out. Let's see. Just going to pull right up here, and will that E6 poke it? I doubt he will, but I guess we'll see. I can patiently wait here for quite some time. I don't think that 114 will cross it, and we can just wait and wait and wait. So there's the E6. Yeah, he's not going to poke that anymore. I don't blame him, to be honest. I absolutely ruined his game in one shot, which is kind of wild. We have the 114, and I'm just going to move up like this. Here we go. Beautiful. Now in this position, if that 114 or Batchat decides to make a play, I can probably get a pretty good bleed out into them. So we'll just wait here patiently to see exactly what happens. Come on, somebody do something over here. 114, and I'm mostly worried about that Batchat trying to flank. We also have the E6, but again, not much I can really do about this right now, at least. Oh, there's the 114, there's the E50M, and... oh, there you go, 1,280 damage into the enemy E50M. There you go, that's two tanks now we've been able to absolutely devastate. We have the E100 behind our teammate, which is not very good for us. I'm going to turn my vehicle, just like so. We're going to aim it on the E100. Let's see. Aiming, 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 and... come on, poke it. You know you want to. Come on. I'll wait. There you go. Ooh, he's close. Very, very close to poking it. Oh, there you go. 887 damage into his tank. I mean, we're going to lose this. That's no doubt. Our team is absolutely terrible. And it's pretty wild that we are losing this, judging that I've done so much in this game. But, oh well. I mean, there's not much you can do about bad teammates, right? We're going to reload here again. And what I'm actually hoping is that maybe, just maybe, I can nuke that E6. I'm thinking he's going to poke it again. Let's see. He will poke it, and there you go. Let's aim it on his vehicle, and... oh, very, very lucky. But did I do anything wrong this game? No. I did 3,600 damage. And in a game that was super quick, and with a team that absolutely sucked on Supremacy. Like, this was just a really, really bad team. And honestly, I think I've officially decided I'm going to stop using Supremacy, because every time I use Supremacy, it doesn't seem to get much better for my teams. Look at this team. 300 damage, 300 damage, 500 damage, 700 damage. I had 5, 6... like, what? What are we doing here, bro? 5 players under 1,000 damage. And you're in easy tanks to play. Very unfortunate. Very, very, very unfortunate. And it wasn't even like their team had good players. I absolutely rolled that E6 right out at the beginning of the game. I rolled the E100. I rolled the E50M. But that's the 183. At the end of the day, a team like this wouldn't make a difference. But I can tell you for a fact that if I did have a team that had one brain cell, nuking that E6, nuking that E50M, stopping that 114 from being able to make a play, shooting that E100, doing what I did there, is the difference between winning and losing a game. Pretend I was in a grill, for example. If I'm in a grill, and you take those exact same shots and situations I was able to get out there, I would have shot the E6 for 580. Whoop-de-doo. I would have shot the E100 for probably a heat shell, so more like, I don't know, 490. I would have shot the E50 for 580. So I would have done 1,500 damage, and the game would have been over. But instead, I was able to do 3,700 damage because I have that much more damage per shot. And that is why the 183 right now is kind of overpowered. I don't agree with it being in the game the way it is. I do think it should be removed from the game and only put into game modes. Will Wargaming ever do that? No. It's their biggest money maker. It is the most played tank in the game, and it will continue to be that way for years to come. And even next update, while they are nerfing its accuracy on terms of aiming time, they are buffing its accuracy on refined gun, which is going to make it even more accurate than what it is currently. So if you don't like getting snapped by 183s because of the fact they ignore all of your armor, well, guess what? Next update, it's going to be the exact same, if not worse. I'm conflicted. I like playing in the 183, but I hate fighting against it. And it's kind of like the Sheridan Missile, where playing in the Sheridan Missile was really fun, but going up against it really ruined the experience for everybody else. If Wargaming wants to make the 183 balance, there's a couple things they need to do. First of all, nerf its dispersion, not buff. Nerf its accuracy. Instead of being 0.33 with refined gun, it should be like 0.38. That alone would allow the vehicle to be much less effective when sitting at the back of the map. The second thing Wargaming needs to do is nerf its camo values to what they were previously with the Camo Net buff. And the final thing they need to do is lower its standard penetration from 324 millimeters to 300 millimeters with Cali. That way you can't just ignore all armor in the game. That's my personal opinions, but that's also how I see it. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.